getting an education, finding employment, and raising a family has become more and more difficult in the vast and remote region of Southwest Alaska.
The region is approximately almost the size of the state of Oregon.
Between our easternmost village and our westernmost village, it's 370 miles. So it's a big area.
There really isn't a lot of extra employment opportunities out there for villages this size or smaller.
They've seen less modernization, less infrastructure development.
So you have to move outside to get training, and most of the time, there's nothing to come back to.
A lot of people move to Bethel or to Anchorage, someplace where there's some kind of income that they can make, and where living is a little bit cheaper than in their home village.
Consequently, the rural economy there is very small.
Long, very strong, 10,000 plus years cultural history in the region, and a more recent culture of poverty.
Communities rely on subsistence to get by, but they still have a need for a cash economy to buy fuel, supplies, and pay the bills.
The culture of poverty could potentially take over the rich traditional culture if there isn't some intervening factors.
The student population has been decreasing for the last 15 or so years. They just see that there aren't a lot of employment opportunities because this region isn't growing.
Workforce development is probably one of the most significant things that can happen in our schools and our region out here.
To train local people for jobs that exist here in the region so they wouldn't have to rely so heavily on bringing people in from outside and helping build the economy for the people of the region.
You know, we just need to take it seriously, and I was real pleased to see that Calista Corporation and the Kuskokwim Corporation all came up with an agreement that we would be hiring local people to work in the mining industry here.
The mining industry can create jobs and opportunities, not just at the mine site, but in the towns and villages close by.
Mining is one area that has been in the minds of the people for a number of years.
The kids are all excited. You can see that they're more into education now that we tell them they got good job opportunities here if it does open. But you have to have this type of education to do it, and also to be drug, alcohol free.
The thing about a large mine is that it is very much like building a town.
Too many people think that mining is just, digging the rock out of the ground, but there's so many other associated areas from food services to carpentry, plumbing, electrical, heavy equipment operation, and the list goes on.
Bakers, cooks helpers, and then of course housekeeping, facilities maintenance people will probably be doing water, wastewater treatment.
And that's going to generate other industries also. It won't be just mining, but there'll be service industries that'll come along with that, and it'll provide employment not just in the mining, but in different fields here in Aniak. And not just Aniak, the whole region.
As an agent for the airlines, I meet the plane, I coordinate passengers and mail, outgoing, incoming, freight. I'm the fourth generation owner, and I'm actually the first owner to actually employ people.
I make it very clear to the HR department at Calista Corporation that I want a local resident, a shareholder descendant to be working here.
This will allow locals to find a balance between maintaining traditions and earning a living in the modern world.
We have the ability to have our folks be able to go work on these projects for a 2-week period of time and then be able to come back to their communities, help build the economies in their communities.
You're here 2 weeks and working, then you're home doing 2 weeks, you're doing your subsistence way of life, whether it's hunting, fishing, or trapping.
This workforce development that we do, and that is really pushed by the leaders of our region to help preserve traditional culture and get people out of that culture of poverty and more self-determination.
I really didn't want to come back because I felt there was nothing here for me. And then when I did come back, I realized this is home, and I did miss it. and I can work here. There are things I can do.
To learn more about the Alaska video series, visit novagold.com.